What is going on, guys? This is Joey and coming at you another video today. So today I'm gonna give you guys an update on my Pleco breeding tank here. Alright, so there's already some differences since the last update on this tank, and I want to quickly kind of give you guys a status update on what's going on with the Plecos and also with the tank. The first thing you'll probably notice is I added in an air stone for the tank. If you guys have ever kept Plecos before, they really like high oxygen flow aquariums. It just helps them out a lot. And I noticed with this tank, the Eheim filter I have over here doesn't supply that much I guess aeration for the tank, especially this tank is pretty deep anyways, so it's not really getting good surface agitation as much as I like. And also, you know, I do have driftwood and whatnot up in the top, kind of blocks a lot of the flow. So what I did temporarily to kind of remedy this is just to add in an air stone. It's probably the cheapest way until I can kind of decide which method I want to use. Another thing I did try to do was add in an MP10 into the tank, which did help out. This was actually a lot higher, closer to the surface of the aquarium. But the one thing was, as it got closer to the surface of the aquarium, it would kind of pull in kind of a spiral randomly and make this random like sucking noise just because it's too close to the surface. And if I have it too low, like what it is right now, it does create good flow in the aquarium itself. It doesn't create a surface agitation towards the surface of the water there, which actually helps with the oxygen gas exchange. So right now I kind of just have air stone wires just kind of floating and running around the tank, which isn't really eye pleasing. But right now it's just temporary, and it's probably the easiest fix that I can think of. Ideally, what I would like to go with this tank, and it might be in the far future here, but I kind of want to go with a sump system to help, you know, pull and skim the surface of the aquarium, obviously, and it'll help, you know, create better oxygen in the water as it, you know, drops down to the sump and gets returned with a return pump. So I'm probably looking to do a sump for the system, but I'm not really 100% sure yet on that completely, because if I do convert that, there's a bunch of equipment that I have to buy, and then obviously the cost of it will definitely go up for the tank. So for now, this air stone method fixes everything, even though it looks a little bit cheesy, but it definitely works out. The other thing I'm probably going to do is, because this MP10 isn't supposed to go into this tank fully, I just put that there because I had an extra MP10 just kind of help create flow and help with the actual tank. But actually I bought this here, which is kind of the old MJ Jets, or MJ like 600, MJ, you know, 1200. Cobalt actually makes the new version of this now, which is pretty cool. I've never actually owned one of these guys, but you know, I've seen a lot of people with Pleco tank setups, you know, with just bare bottoms, have this kind of pump, and it actually creates, you know, similar to what an MP10 would do, but the MP10 has a way more flow. But what this does is it kind of integrates that MP10 plus this, you know, air bubble flowage all in one kind of deal. All right, so let's quickly go over the Pleco so far. So all the Plecos are doing absolutely wonderful. I do notice them kind of fighting each other between caves here and there, which is kind of odd because there's so many caves that, you know, they can pick any of them and kind of stick, you know, with whatever cave they want, but you know, they tend to kind of pick similar caves that they like and kind of fight each other with those, which is kind of interesting. So they do have, I guess, favorite caves that they like to pick out. The one thing I noticed with this tank, especially going bare bottom, I'm glad I actually went bare bottom for this. I don't know if a lot of you guys have owned Plecos in terms of like in mass, but they do poop a crap ton. Like this right here is just a small sample of what was cleaned out, you know, just yesterday. Literally, they poop mountains and mountains of poop, and this is a bare bottom tank, so literally you can see them just caking like all over the place. Only imagine if, you know, you have some sort of substrate, which I think actually if it was a planted tank, their poop would definitely fertilize every single one of those plants. But definitely it just cakes like layers and layers and layers of poop. So on top of just the massive amount of just waste that they produce, I actually have to clean this tank, you know, once a week. You know, a lot of the other tanks I can get away with like a bi-weekly water change, but this one, oh man, if you don't do a water change and siphon all this crap out within a week, it just builds up. The actual whole floor looks like it's covered in substrate or some sort of substrate, which it is, and it's just, you know, a bunch of poop. So actually, how are the Plecos in terms of breeding? I have not seen any actual breeding, I guess, rituals or actual breeding occurring in the actual tank so far. A lot of the plecos here, I noticed for the species specifically, either I have like just males that are like, I guess, mature enough for one species, and or I'll have a mix of females and males, but they aren't mature yet. So I can't really tell, you know, if some of them are just like, you know, too small, or some of them are just one sex. But I haven't really seen any action or just anything kind of remotely close to actual mating or spawning. So I'm not sure if I have enough, you know, males or females, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I do have plenty and they're just not, you know, sexually mature. So definitely give them probably another, you know, 6 months to a year, just kind of get used to the tank, kind of, you know, grow a little bit more. This tank is definitely bigger than their normal setup that I've had before. So I'm hoping to see some actions. If not, what I'm doing is I'm actually looking actively to see, you know, certain species, you know, if I can get like a male for sure, or if I can get a female for sure. I'm gonna probably try to pick some of those up. All right, so the one thing I do want to show you guys is the plant that I decided to keep in here. It is an SP Japan that I've grown in my Wabikusa tank. It does really well immerse and submerge. And especially in this tank setup, I decided to kind of like hang these wood from one end to the other, and I kind of just dangled the plant from one end to the other. And as you can see, as the water line actually evaporates, because this tank actually evaporates a lot in terms of water just because it's in an open air concept here. As it drains, a lot of these plants, it's exposed to the air, and it actually grows really well outside as well. So it's actually clinging from one wood to the other end to this end down here, which is actually pretty cool. I'm actually hoping to do the same thing with the submerged driftwood here from one end to the other as well. This one right now is just kind of dangled on one piece, but I need to wrap it around this whole branch and have it kind of go downwards. Alright guys, and that is the update for the week. I hope you guys enjoy this week's update. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed. And like always, until next time guys, peace.
It's in the front of my mind. As I fall apart, you begin to cry. The tears are making you blind. The future's far away, but I will stay. I will stay.